A trusted advisor of the king betrays them, and Arslan is forced to leave his country. There he meets with new allies, with whom he will try to recapture the capital. It's a grandiose anime with great scenery, epic battle, and has the adventure trope down to the blood. I recommend it to anyone seeking stories like Roka no Yusha, Kingdom, or even Berserk. Number 6. 91 Days. 91 Days is a story about Avilio, who receives a letter, and in the letter someone tells him about the brutal murder of Avilio's family and how he wants to help him avenge them, telling about 4 individuals who had ties in the fateful event. So now Avilio returns to his hometown with the sole purpose of exacting his revenge, not afraid of betraying anyone he has to achieve his goal. Everyone kinda gets screwed over in this anime. If you like mind games, this is a solid entry that I feel would appeal to a lot of people, hopefully to you too. Number 5. Future Diary. Alright, this one's Betrayal is not something I can discuss openly because that would ruin the entirety of the show, so I guess you guys will have to take my word for it. Nonetheless, I can still at least tell you about the story. So meet Yuki, your average Puss in Boots. Once again, this is a survival type of anime, and all participating characters have a special ability on their phone. It's probably an app, although smartphones weren't really a thing back then. May that be seeing another person's action or seeing your future 10 minutes ahead of time. Yuki gotta use his classmate Yuno so they can both fight off all the other players and hopefully survive, but in the end there can still only be one victor. It's pretty gory, so keep that in mind if you plan on watching it, but otherwise it's really good.
こんだけ？なんだ、つまんない。
Number 4, Zetsuen no Tempest. Hey, would you look at that, another one where my hands are pretty tied as well. Even the plot is kinda hard to explain in a few sentences, so let's see what I can do about it. Zetsuen no Tempest is the story of 2 guys, Yoshino and Mahiro. Yoshino was dating a girl in secret, said girl ends up dying, and Mahiro goes on a vengeful quest to find out who kills said girl. At some point a witch gets involved, because magic is a thing in this anime, and the witch gets banished to an island, which they gotta rescue her from. I think that's a good spoiler-free summary I can highlight, but hey, like, Betrayal is pretty heavily spread on this one. You won't have doubt believing me as you watch the show, but I guess this is an anime that doesn't really make much sense until you reach the very end of it. You gotta try it for yourself. That is the absolute worst description I've ever done for an anime. I am terribly sorry for this. Number 3, Black Lagoon. Here you have a betrayal happening fairly early on in the story. The plot's about a businessman who was on a delivery trip. Eventually he comes to realize that his delivery might not be as kosher as he was told, and he ends up in the crossfire of a crime syndicate who all want his package. Insert penis joke, about 6 inches. That aside, he ends up along a group of mercenaries. In this new environment, he has to adapt to his lifestyle and get ready for some pretty serious bloodshed if he hopes to get his vengeance on the one who betrayed him. This anime is pretty action heavy and quite high pace. I recommend it to every seinen lover. It'll be right up your alley.
争い事は嫌いなんじゃなかったっけ？
てめえの出汁が来たんならてめえで応対しろ。
知らねえ。よくお似合いですよ、姫様。そろそろ中庭の方に。
ダメ、なんか違う。ねえ、あのサラサどこにやったかしら。
Number 2, Akatsuki no Yona. Again, here you have a story that wholly begins on the fact that Yona, the main girl character, got betrayed. This one's a bit spoilery, but again, that happens midway through episode 1. If you really want to stay a virgin to the show, skip ahead. Otherwise, this is the only spoilery bit I will tell you about because it's kind of important to explain the plot. You good? You still have a chance to skip ahead? No? Alright. So Yona was supposed to marry a dude. That dude had no chill, so he fucking stabbed her father to death. Dead papa. Yona clearly can take a burn this hard because she's all out of burn heal. Decides to go on a revenge quest to cleanse all of her assault away. On her path, she meets with fellow memers, and together with them, she decides to obtain maximum dankness. Dabs not included.
綺麗な赤。暁の空の色です。
なんて単純。一瞬にして自分の髪が愛おしくなるなんて。
大ジョッキ5つお持ちだ。まだ入れるかい？ここどうぞ。悪いな、ちょっと詰めてくれる？ちっこいのによく働く。
And finally, number 1, 7 Deadly Sins. I think if you gotta build an entire plot revolving around betrayals, 7 Deadly Sins is the one that hits the nail on the head the most. The whole premise of the show is about 7 sins. Those are people, knights more precisely, who were accused of treason. Thus began the journey of Elizabeth, a princess whose quest is solely to find them and use their talents to end the corruption and save her kingdom. How noble. Again, the politics betrayal seems like a really easy to reach topic. If you've seen Son Zenki and Akatsuki no Yona, you got yourself another prime example of an anime with a story bigger than itself. Thank God they announced a second season soon, because I can't wait to know what happens next. So how'd you like this video? Hated it, right? How dare I disregard such anime like Code Geass or Attack on Titan? How can I put it? Do you feel betrayed? Isn't that in essence the whole point of this video? I could be reaching at straws, but it's not like it really matters. People are gonna be pissed off no matter what, and if that's the case, then that means I did my job right. Anyway, speaking of betrayal stuff, if you're into Attack on Titan, my good buddy Jacob at Chibi Review did a really cool analysis about something in Season 2. If you'd want to check it out, I'll hook you guys up at the end card. If not, you can always haul on my other top 10, you'll definitely find something new to watch. Keep that procrastination going, your boring task can wait some more. See you soon, love ya!
I've been through the hard times, I've been on the wrong side, I've been ashamed. So many memories, you know I'd like to change.